pointing at him, laughing. Dude, this crowd's energy was actually insane.
Play into the crowd.
This dude just KO'd one of the baddest men ever walked the planet, and Alex Pereira and Sean Strickland, Mr. I'm not supposed to be in the UFC, Mr. I'm supposed to be somewhere in a trailer cooking meth, is walking him down with his hands down, screaming at Izzy, telling him, let's fight. What's good, y'all? Back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about when UFC fighters struck gold and had their biggest aura moments. To break down what aura is the distinctive quality that seems to surround or be generated by a person. Let's get into the video. The first one we have to talk about is Merab sunning Umar in those last 3 rounds of their fight. You know, the build up to the fight, Merab's telling him, you got to be a man, screaming at him. This seemed very personal, bro. In the first 2 rounds, I don't know, I remember watching the fight and I was like, Merab, you're going to have to get busy, bro. Because Merab definitely lost those first 2 rounds. But I think Merab just likes to see what people got in those first 2 rounds. And then when it starts getting later into them championship rounds, when it's time to go, he turns on that switch. Merab was emoting. And Merab was doing his emoting shit, you know, trolling. Look here in the 3rd round. Umar's trying to take him down, dude. This is a legendary clip. Umar's trying to take him down. And Merab's got his hands up, not even fighting the hands, not even like taking Umar serious. Like, this dude's really trying to take me down. This is what it would look like if a like a bantamweight was trying to take down like a light heavyweight or somebody big, like a welterweight, someone bigger. And Merab is just throwing his hands up. He's taking Umar down, pointing at him, laughing. Dude, this crowd's energy was actually insane.
Play into the crowd.
The crowd was erupting when Merab was taking Umar down. I think like the Dagestanis, they get a lot of hate because I've never seen a crowd be so louder over people getting taken down. Like it was insane, bro. Yeah, Merab put the beats on him in the last 3 rounds. Yeah, this fight happened in January. This set the year off for the UFC. This is definitely one of the best fights of the year. Merab was aura maxing after this performance, and he said in his post-fight interview in the Octagon that he was hurt coming into this fight. He was telling Dana White, like, how can I not accept this fight? Dana White give me everything. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out Merab, man. Next we got DJ with his flying armbar against Ray Borg. Now, into the lead up to this fight, Borg was talking shit, saying he was going to beat DJ in every scramble and out wrestle him and do all this. Well, that completely backfired. He was beating him every round, controlling him, out grappling him. We got to give Ray his props. He was tough. But, you know, DJ's beating him up for 5 rounds, and then he's got him up against the cage. He lifts him up and throws him into a flying armbar. This is definitely the greatest sub I've ever seen. We've never seen this sub again till this day. And DJ, this is back in the dinosaur years when DJ was fighting. So, but yeah, this is definitely one of the greatest subs. And you can tell how tough Ray Borg is because when DJ first put him in the armbar, Ray Borg was still trying to fight out of it, and he did not tap at first. I just don't think y'all understand how hard it is to pick somebody up in the air while you're throwing them in the air, transition to the arm. Like, bro, this is a beautiful, beautiful fucking submission. Y'all got to comment down below which one of these moments has the most aura. I'm thinking it's going to be this one, bro. Like, this is nasty. This is nasty work, man. Next, we got Max Holloway pointing down to the ground at UFC 300 against Justin Gaethje. Now, I'm going to tell you this. When I saw this live, bro, I literally got up and ran around. I was sitting on the couch, right, watching on my TV. I literally got up and ran around my living room doing high knees. Like, I had knocked him out, bro. This was one of the craziest things that happened. You know, a lot of people were counting out Max, but I wasn't doing YouTube at the time. But my thinking was like, you know, Max took that short notice fight against Dustin Poirier, and Dustin Poirier couldn't finish him. How's Justin Gaethje gonna finish him? So Max's chin holds up at 155. That's what I was thinking. Max was just too fast for him. He was styling him. Sort of what he did to Dustin Poirier in the trilogy. Just too fast. Justin Gaethje couldn't catch him. He was up 3-1. The only round Justin won, I think it was the 4th when he knocked Max down. And that was Max's first time ever being knocked down. And then in that last 10 seconds, man, Max pointed down to the ground and they slugged. Max was ripping to the body, and then he came up top and caught Justin Gaethje right on that chin. And Justin Gaethje had already been battered, already had a broken nose. He'd already got rocked 1,000 times in that fight. And that damage that Max had put on him had caught up to him. And when Max finally connected with a big overhand, yo, Justin Gaethje fell face first. This is one of the nastiest knockouts. That knockout was so bad that I was rooting for Justin Gaethje in his next fight and praying he wasn't going to get knocked out again. That's how bad that knockout was. Justin Gaethje caught ketchup right there. Next, we got Ilya pointing down to the ground against Max at UFC 308 in Abu Dhabi. This is when your aura gets transferred to another person because Ilya stole all of Max's aura right here. Max wanted no smoke. Ilya was telling him leading up to the fight, I'm going to point to the ground in the first 10 seconds.
I will point to the ground, and you can do whatever you want to do. You're just trying to stay another fight. Stay in the middle, shake the hand, and you stay in the middle. If not, run away, I will cut you anyways.
Max, like the smart man he is, declined that shit ASAP. Round 3, Ilya finally catches Max right on the button with a perfect 2 down the pipe. Rocks Max, gets him up against the cage. Body shot, body shot, body shot. Nice mix between head and body. Max kind of gets away from the cage, walks away a little bit, and then 3 seconds later, Ilya comes up with a left hook, drops Max. First to ever KO Max. Takes all Max's aura, like I said. And I'm going to let Ilya explain the situation.
I just told you, I point to the ground in the first 10 seconds. You run away. Then I caught you anyways. Then I put you to sleep. And you steal the BMF? How's that?
There's a lot of brutal knockouts on this list, bro. Next, we got Islam, KO, and Volk in the second fight. If you guys watched the video I did about humble pie, that boy Volk gave Islam a big taste of that humble pie in the first fight. So, you know, Volk being the delusional guy he is, he thinks he can take on the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in 1 week. Nah, bruh. In the first round, he kicks Volk's head out the octagon. This is one of the most brutal KOs because he had like his knee on Volk's neck and was just pounding him with ground and pound. And I don't know how Volk recovered from that. And then when Islam finally knocks him out, he gets up and like shushes the crowd. Islam was like in his backyard. He was in Abu Dhabi and he was like telling them like, yo, relax, I do this shit. He took the fight on a week's notice. What the fuck you think was going to happen? Like, it gave me that kind of vibe. Islam got that lick back after being served that big slice of humble pie. Next, we got Izzy finally slaying his demons. Izzy was 0-3 against Alex. Lost 2 matches in kickboxing. Izzy was talking shit.
No one knows who the f he is, and he's gonna be that guy when I'm world champion. He's gonna be at some pub talking some shit about, I beat that guy one time.
Alex came to the UFC, hunts Izzy down, beats him. And you know what Izzy said? I want an immediate rematch. You gotta give Izzy his credit, bro. That's a dog moment. You're 0-3 against this dude. You got knocked out twice against him. He said he wants to run it back. And y'all gotta remember, going into that fight, nobody thought Izzy was gonna beat Alex, bro. All the odds were against him. When Alex gets Izzy up against that cage and he starts letting off them shots, I said, oh my God, he's gonna finish Izzy in the second round. We find out that Izzy was playing possum and hits him with a 1-2, boom, rocks Alex, then follows it up with a right hand and knocks Alex out cold and then hit Alex with the hammer fist from hell. He did the fucking arrow shit. This was peak Izzy aura, bro. We've never seen an Izzy KO like this. And it was against the boogeyman, Alex Pereira. Y'all can say what y'all want about Izzy. This was a nasty moment, bro. This might be top 2 of the aura moments. I ain't gonna even lie. But then we have Sean Strickland walking down Izzy. Like I said, Ilya took all of Max's aura, and then Sean goes in there and takes all of Izzy's aura. This is another one of those underdog fights, big underdog. You gotta remember, Izzy's coming off a KO in the boogeyman, Alex Pereira. And Sean beat Abus No Gas Tank Nurmagomedov or whatever his name is. And I remember watching this fight, and I was watching Sean walk out, and he looked so nervous. And Sean, let's talk about this. Sean, you got to change that walkout music, bro. Can you come out to some rap, not the fucking... But anyway, we get into the fight. Sean drops Izzy in the first round with a 1-2. Hits him with like 30 shots up against the cage with his left hand. After that, I'm not going to lie, it was kind of a boring fight. But in the 5th round, when Sean Strickland is walking Izzy down like he's been doing the whole fight, and he's arguably up 3-1. He's walking Izzy down in the 5th round, screaming at him, telling him to fight, stop running. Like, dog, that shit was aura. Bro, hell nah, bro. This dude just KO'd one of the baddest men ever walked the planet, and Alex Pereira, and Sean Strickland, Mr. I'm not supposed to be in the UFC, Mr. I'm supposed to be somewhere in a trailer cooking meth, is walking him down with his hands down, screaming at Izzy, telling him, let's fight, pussy. This aura, bro. And the last one we have Alex telling Herb, I got this. Jamal nut shots Alex, right? And usually when you get nut shot, Herb has to step in, talk to the other fighter saying, hey man, you gotta watch your shots. Well, Alex pushes Herb out the way. And then like 3 seconds later, he KOs Jamal Hill, bro. And y'all gotta remember, Jamal Hill talks so much shit, saying you're gonna have to see me. I ain't like these other fighters.
Do you think that's credited to your...
I'm not talking about even just, I'm talking about striking.
Oh, you gonna knock him out?
Yeah, bro. I got him.
Alex knocks him out, and he's looking over his knocked out body doing the Fortnite shit. Aura maxing. Like I said earlier, comment down below which moment you think had the most aura. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the notification bell so you know when I go live. And if you made it this far, go ahead and like the video. I'll catch y'all on the next one. We out.
I'm him, I can tell you from the jump, I'm a different breed. Bought a new tech, free shot, no referee. I ain't gon' force, not shit, I'ma let it be. White gold shining, diamonds red like the 7C.